Welcome to Festival Road Trip, the show that takes you to some of the coolest film festivals in the world and gives you the inside story on some of the best up-and-coming short filmmakers. Welcome to Festival Road Trip, which this time around comes from the beautiful lakeside town of Annecy, France. The town, famous for its placid lake and chateau, the former home of the courts of Geneva, has played host to the Annecy Animation Film Festival for the past 50 years. This idyllic setting, high up in the French Alps, is also the peak of achievements for any aspiring animator. Budding directors know it's a difficult climb to the top, but success here, in the form of the coveted Cristal, is truly the summit of their profession.
The Annecy Film Festival is the 15th biggest festival of cinema in the world, and actually the second biggest cinema festival in France after Cannes. It was established in 1960 as an independent animation film festival, and today all the animations can be here in Annecy and are welcome in Annecy. So you have the mainstream animation with the feature films, with the blockbusters, with television animation, with commercials, with clips, but also you have the independent animation, the short films, the student films also, which are very important. So basically anything that will be included in the world of animation is more than welcome in Annecy. It's a festival where people meet, people talk, decide that they would do projects together. That's what it's all about. It's about meeting people, it's about watching films, it's about pleasure. You know what? Animation is just an excuse. But don't repeat it. Shh.
Not wanting to miss out on all this animation action, Festival Road Trip met up with 3 budding filmmakers, all competing for the first time to get their hands on Annecy's grand prize, the Cristal. First up, Canadian animator Jody.
My name is Jody Kramer. I'm an independent Canadian filmmaker. I'm the director of Don't Tell Santa You're Jewish.
And a pony castle, and hot curlers, and a Pink Maniac super convertible, a fun day kitchen with all the baking tins, and real cakes, and a gigantic teddy bear, and a sparkly hula hoop, and a dress me up jet, but not the one with the red. I already have it.
Don't Tell Santa You're Jewish is a short story about a little girl, character named Jodels, and her anxiety with having to sit on Santa's knee at a Christmas party and lie to him, pretend that she's not Jewish so that she can get a present like the other kids. This is a film that is inspired by my own childhood. There was an event exactly like this. It was my girls' indoor hockey club Christmas party.
And here's your present, little girl. Now move along. Now
don't open it till Christmas! We were proud of being Jewish, and we weren't, I never felt sorry that we didn't have Christmas, but my parents also didn't want us to spill the beans about Santa to the other kids.
Hey Mom, I'm done. Can we go home now?
Don't be Meshuggah. We've come all the way here and we're going to get a present from Santa.
This is a film that will appeal to people who have had a sort of immigrant experience where maybe your family is in a place where you don't have deep roots and you have to try and fit in some ways, and there's a certain anxiety about being singled out and excluded.
Susie told me you don't have Christmas. They do, but it's called Hanukkah. Instead of a Christmas tree, they have a Hanukkah bush.
Ho, ho, ho! And what would you like for Christmas, little girl? Well?
I've been here once before. I came with a National Film Board production, my short film called Lost Monster Hop. So I paid my own way that time to come here, and it was a very intimidating experience. I felt quite lost in the thousands here. What's come out of that, though, is that now I'm oriented. I came here, I knew where everything was, and I'm invited to more of the events because I'm in competition. So it's a very different experience this time, and it's getting better every day.
Just don't tell him you're Jewish.
Another director with his eyes on the prize is Scandinavian filmmaker Jacob.
I'm Jacob Stålhammar, and I'm from Sweden, and I made the short animated film Night Sand. I don't think I've really understood the greatness of being nominated, only that this is the first time it happens. And that is like, wow, it's too great for words. It's about this kid who is tucked in, and as all kids, he's afraid of the dark, and he hears some strange sounds. And as he falls asleep, well, he starts to dream. And I guess night sounds would be his dreaming, induced by the sounds he hears. So the dream gets stranger and stranger, and sort of eventually he wakes up, and with a little twist to the end. Well, I grew up in Sweden, and my mother is not from Sweden, she's from Estonia originally. And so we traveled a lot when I grew up. And lots of time, well, so I was traveling all the time, and I got exposed to animated films. I think I relate. In Night Sounds, there's a little kid who's got a very vivid imagination. And I guess I could relate to the vivid imagination, and it's also using one thing that you can use very easily in animation, and that is like one thing transforms into another. And you can have like from scene to scene, you can have the graphic match. For example, you start with a picture of an eye, turns into a picture of a cup on the top of it. So like the graphic match from round object to another round object. There's a lot of that. And there's a lot of like transitions, associative transitions. And I guess I'm like that too. I find it hard to keep on the same track. Should I actually win and somebody would call out my name, that would be completely surreal. Since it's all in competition, and since it's run by these people who love animation for 40, 50 years, and they really know their stuff. Everything here is a bit above everything else. Like even the bad stuff is better. So I sort of learned something about how much better I need to be.
Also battling for the coveted award is Englishman Kirk.
My name's Kirk. I'm the director of Junk, which is in competition at the Annecy Film Festival. Junk's a film about progress and adaptation, human progress and human adaptation. And the story is about a boy who's obsessed with junk food, and his obsession just grows and grows and grows until it gets more and more ridiculous. But at the same point, he's still able to adapt to his insane environment. Junk was the first animation I've ever made, and after having previously done live action, I went to see The Adventures of Prince Ahmed, which is the 1926 Lotte Reiniger animation, which is completely silhouette, but she made, it's the first feature film ever made, animated feature film. And I thought, oh my God, that's an incredible way of doing something. You could do that relatively easy, or so I thought at the time, using modern techniques, add a lot more photorealism in there with real smoke and sky and camera moves and all those kind of dynamic things you can put in to take that, what she had done, to to the modern level. That was the original stylistic impetus for doing the silhouette style, but of course, it wasn't easy. I mean, it was something I thought might take 4 months, took 2 years.
So how do our 3 rookie nominees rate their chances of winning the competition?
Okay.
Yeah, it's been hard to think of this as a nomination for a Crystal because I can't imagine this film getting that award.
You don't expect to get nominated, let alone to potentially win. So if it would be
I would be very surprised if it gets any better than this.
You never get your hopes up. I'm always slightly skeptical. Partly is probably a defense mechanism, because you just don't want to be disappointed.
And it hardly seems real that it's up for an actual award, but it's in competition, so I guess everything's possible.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'd be shocked.
Our three modest directors may claim they're just happy to be nominated, but the fact remains that even as first-time competitors, they have as good a chance as any of raising the prestigious Cristal Prize. However, before they try to impress the members of the short film jury, they must win over the audiences at their film's public screening.
I try not to actually watch it, or if I watch it, I try not to actually see all the things I wish I had just 2 more weeks to fix. I try not to tell anyone what those things are because I have to remember other people don't notice all the mistakes that I see.
I don't think I understand it well enough, but when it starts, of course, I will be even more nervous for anything, any snag, anything to go wrong, like sad, and then I would probably find mistakes and faults that I made, as always, and stuff taken a bit.
I look forward to screenings to see other people's films. Not so much my own. I mean, I'm slightly nervous whenever my one plays, which is kind of a nice feeling in its own way, but really the thing about screenings is seeing other people's films.
Screenings are a daunting prospect at the best of times, but especially so at Annecy, where the audiences are big and famously outspoken. Applause and laughter seem to be coming in at all the right places. But was that food enough for the tortured artistic souls of our intrepid directors? The following day, we managed to track down 2 of our 3 directors, Jody and Jacob, to see how it all went.
It was, of course, amazing, and I was slightly nervous, and I would say, by and large, it went well.
We had to sit in the very, very front row. Those of us who are in that competition, sort of leaning back and looking up at this gigantic screen and watching all the movies go by. Afterwards, people were surprisingly nice. During the show, people laughed, they clapped along to the music, and that made me feel really, really, really happy.
One Spanish guy I met was really enthusiastic, was intensely enthusiastic, and wanted to distribute the film straight away. So far, like, no offer, because when they eventually sell the film, then there will be a percentage, but the percentage was offered was generous, so like that was really good.
Oh, and then afterwards I was also approached by a couple from Morocco, and they said they were really, really interested in the film. They said that they had the same conversations with their 7-year-old daughter as Muslims in Morocco about Santa Claus. So for me, that was like one of the top moments of, I think it's probably my festival moment.
So with the screenings out of the way, there was a brief respite for the directors and some time to relax and enjoy the festivities on offer, as well as a chance to meet some of Annecy's more flamboyant characters.
Hi! We are the main characters from the anime Wakfu.
All friends are coming. Sir Christopher Mercedal, Remington Smith with his Shasha, and the king of Shushu, Rushu. Is he your friend?
It's been absolutely amazing. I only wish I could do it again so I could get to all the stuff I missed, but I'm not sorry about all the stuff I did go to, so it's been just a super experience.
As well as a boozy picnic by the lake, a paddle boat race has become a popular yearly tradition.
Several years ago, we decided we would throw a party everybody can come to. And so we started the paddle boat race. Teams of 2, 5, however many they want to put in a boat. It gets really crazy out there. Drunken animators in boats.
Yeah, we just won the peddler race, prestigious boat race. Yeah! The best award at the festival.
Coming up, we take a look at 2 more films competing for the festival's grand prize, and we find out if any of our 3 directors will win the coveted Annecy Cristal.
The award goes to